Yes, you heard that right. Tiffany A. Henyard might no longer be the mayor of Dalton. And yep, reports are pouring in that she's also been stripped of her role as supervisor of Thornton Township. That whole super mayor nickname she proudly gave herself. The one she wore like a superhero cape to boost her image? Yeah, that could be history too. But let's be honest, whether she's in office or not, she'll always be the super mayor to anyone who's been following this never-ending political circus. The scandals, the mess, the cover-ups, that reputation isn't going anywhere. Right now, she's staring down what could be the biggest reckoning of her career. This isn't just her ignoring critics anymore. She's potentially racking up $1,000 fines every single day for refusing to release public records she's legally obligated to hand over under Illinois law. And on top of that, she's officially been summoned to court. Not Zoom, not email. She has to be there in person. The date's set for the first Friday of June, and this time there's no gentle legal warning. It's the real deal. If she blows it off like everything else, we're not just talking civil violations. We're talking physical contempt, actual jail time, actual cuffs. The same woman who once ran two governments like her personal empire could end up where more and more people say she belongs, behind bars, for allegedly abusing her power, hiding public info, and spending taxpayer cash like monopoly money. And don't worry, we're breaking down every twist, every shady detail. But first, let's rewind to one of the wildest moments in this saga. Picture it. Tiffany Henyard at a board meeting, confidently claiming, "I don't handle anything related to credit cards." Like she was totally disconnected from it all. But wait, weren't some of those charges linked directly to her? Flights to Vegas, fancy dinners, first-class upgrades? Her defense? She claimed she never even went to Vegas. When pressed, she smirked. "Of course I know," then hit everyone with a classic dodge. "Any other questions?" Yeah, plenty. Like, why are there charges at Cafe Hollywood and hot and juicy crawfish? Both right off the Vegas Strip. And why haven't you explained any of it? Her answer? "I just answered that." Except no, she sidestepped it like always. That's been her playbook for years. Deny, deflect, distract. She paints the media and the board as villains. Acts like everyone holding her accountable just has a personal vendetta. But the receipts? The credit card statements? They don't lie. They show a clear picture. These weren't solo trips. They were political vacations dressed up as government work, with township officials and even their spouses tagging along. All of it paid with public money. At the same time, she padded her paycheck with travel stipends from out-of-state trips. And plenty of those trips had zero to do with Dalton. Then the whole thing started crumbling. Watchdog groups stepped in, loudest of all, Edgar County Watchdogs. They filed FOIA requests, Freedom of Information demands, for basic stuff, receipts, statements, meeting notes. She flat out ignored them. Even after being removed from her positions, she clung to those documents like state secrets. Why? What's in them? Because what's come out is explosive. Take the Lightfoot report, an outside investigation into her spending. And that only scratched the surface. Remember that luxury SUV she leased? A shiny Chevy Tahoe with a base price of around $93,000. That alone raised eyebrows. But the real bombshell? She signed a lease that ended up costing nearly $150,000 after interest and fees. That's over $55,000 just burned on one car. One trustee even joked it looked like a teenager got tricked into a 27% interest loan, and honestly, not far off. The paperwork shows the lease signed on December 27, 2022. Base price $93,216.71. Interest $55,929.49. Final cost $149,146.20. And when asked about it in a public meeting, she acted like she couldn't even see the numbers. Literally said, "I don't see that," and waved it off like someone brought her the wrong coffee. If you think the madness stops there, think again. Let's talk about her so-called security. Instead of using regular police presence, she upgraded to a full-blown VIP entourage. The officers protecting her pulled absurd amounts of overtime. Most shocking, Officer Terry Young, who reportedly logged 303 hours in just one 2-week pay cycle. For context, there are only 336 hours in 14 days. That would leave him just 33 hours total for sleeping, eating, and, existing, unless he was working 21-hour shifts in his dreams. The math doesn't add up, yet somehow that schedule was approved on Tiffany's watch. His paycheck for that period? Over $13,000 in 2 weeks. That's more than some folks make in 3 months. Her reaction when these scandals break? Classic Henyard deflection. She accuses trustees of betrayal, claims journalists twist facts, blames racism, sexism, politics, haters, whatever fits the moment. Every problem is someone else's fault. But this isn't just political embarrassment anymore. It's a legal time bomb. The Cook County judge on her case has had enough. No more Zoom hideouts. She must appear in person to explain why she's still withholding public records. And if she doesn't, physical contempt of court. That means jail. That means cuffs. That means a once-dash super mayor strutting through City Hall could be doing a perp walk into a holding cell. And if you think it's just local drama, nope. The feds are circling. The FBI is reportedly investigating misuse of public funds and retaliation against political rivals. The Illinois Attorney General's office is involved too. Even without her titles, the chaos she left behind is now the next mayor's problem. Jason House, who stepped in after her removal, is already tangled in a bizarre legal battle over the historic home of Dalton icon Pope Leo. That mess? A separate nightmare we'll cover later. But the fact it's on his plate says everything about the storm she left. Tiffany's favorite excuse? I'm just the face of Dalton. I don't control everything. That line doesn't work anymore. Not with investigators, not with judges, not with taxpayers, not when there are signed contracts, credit card swipes, and payroll logs leading right to her. And just when you think she'll finally go quiet, she jumps on Facebook Live. She calls it all lies, says the media is out to get her, and leans hard on the strong black woman under attack narrative. Her go-to? They're not targeting me for what I've done. They're targeting me for who I am. And sure, maybe that still plays for her diehard fans. But for everyone else, they're done. They want answers, receipts, accountability. Honestly, this could be its own reality courtroom series. Live stream chaos, wall-to-wall coverage, let the public see it all. And if footage drops of her being held in contempt, if they slap on the cuffs, you know we're breaking it down frame by frame. Because this isn't just a local scandal. It's a warning to every town, every city, every voter who believed the hype and got stuck with a nightmare. Here's where it stands. Tiffany Henyard is still sitting on public records. She's ordered to appear in court in person. If she doesn't show or refuses to comply, she's going to jail. Fines are stacking up. And with her big paycheck gone, the financial squeeze is closing in. Oh, and reports say she's behind on rent. As crazy as it sounds, eviction could be her next headline. Now it's over to you. What happens next? Does the super mayor finally face real consequences? Will the system actually hold her accountable? Or will she pull another disappearing act and dodge it all again? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Hit like if you're here for facts. Subscribe for updates. And check the links if you want support. This has been your full breakdown of the Tiffany Henyard saga. And from where we're standing, time's up, the cash is gone, and there's nowhere left to run.